Hi everyone, I've just come to my mat today to go through a fun pose to play with. I'm going to be doing 8-angle pose with you guys today. So it's quite a strong pose. It requires a lot of core strength and a lot of upper body strength. So this is ideally done as a peak pose in a vinyasa flow or after a really nice strong class. So if you haven't done any yoga today and your body's not warm, I would suggest going through a few rounds of sun salutations just to make sure that your muscles are nice and warm, your core is active, and most importantly, you are connected to your breath. So you are aware of how you are breathing in a pose. We tend to hold our breath when we are doing something physically challenging, and that just makes things so much harder. So just making sure you're connected to your breath throughout this play, just to really give you the best shot at having fun with it. So if you are nice and warm, let's get started. I'll go through a few warm-ups with you. So it's quite, 8-angle is quite strong into the wrists and hands. Most of your weight goes into that area, so just maybe warming up your wrists before. I know that Lauren has done a wrist warm-up video, so maybe you want to check that out. But just for now, just really circling into your wrists, maybe doing a few T-Rex crunches just to get movement, making sure you go the other way. And now we're going to warm up into the hips. So just grabbing onto your leg and bringing your knee and your foot into your elbow creases. So once you've got that, and interlacing your fingers to secure that binding. So once you've got that positioning, making sure that you are sitting up nice and straight. So almost kind of come forward onto the front of your sit bones, so you're not like leaning back. So really bringing your weight forward and then finding space through that heart center. Activate into the small of your spine to make sure that you're really straightening into that spine, making sure that you are protecting your back. And just breathing here. You might want to find a rock from side to side. Really loosening into that hip joint, those muscles. Activating into your thigh. And making sure that you are bringing your belly button towards your spine, making sure your core is lovely and active. Relax into shoulders. Okay, that feels nice. Now moving on to talking on the phone, as Lauren calls it. So just taking your foot by the blade and then inhaling, sighing it out, exhale to prepare. And on your next inhale, bringing your foot to your ear. Exhale, releasing. Bringing it up on your inhale. You might want to hold it for a couple of breaths. Before releasing. Just listen to your body here, whatever feels best for you. But yeah, that feels nice and good in that area, nice and loose now. Okay, so we're gonna go into 8-angle now. So, bending into your knee and dropping your shoulder so it comes almost right underneath that knee crease. And then bringing your palm down. So your elbow is at a 90-degree angle as it would be in your chaturanga. So your knee crease is nice and high onto that back upper arm area, kind of just below your shoulder, as close to your shoulder as possible, really balancing on that tricep deltoid kind of region there. And you'll see that your foot can kind of just hang out here. So you are going to be using this part of your arm, your upper arm, as like a table or a rest for a foundation for your balance. So just making sure that it's you're getting this part right, because it will really set the scene for the rest of the pose. Okay, so your hands are going to come down, just bring your bottom foot forward, and then just positioning your hands sort of quite close into the body, maybe hip width apart, and making sure that your hands are nice and your fingers are nice and spread out onto the mat, giving yourself a lovely platform which to balance on. Your bottom foot is going to come up to meet your top foot, and you're going to wrap your feet around each other, interlacing your feet. And then maybe you want to just maybe start with a bit of a rock from side to side, making sure that you are getting a sense of where you are going to send your body, preparing your hands and your arms for what's coming next. And when you're ready, bringing your weight forward and lifting up. So once, if you want to try that a little bit, just that lifting motion. And then once you've got a nice idea of how that feels, bringing your weight forward and bringing your torso forward so it's parallel with the ground in front of you. Squeezing elbows into the side. Your side body and your right elbow will be connected. I'm doing this on my left side. So this is my right side is glued to my right elbow. And I'm squeezing my thighs together to get height and also to give me leverage to balance a little bit more. My weight is forward into my hands. My core is active. Shoulders away from my ears. Once you finish giving that a go, coming down, taking a nice breath in through the nose, and a nice sigh. Let that all go. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the right side. I did it on my left, now I'm going to go over to my right. And then maybe going through a little bit of a flow with you. So once I'm in 8 angle, I'm going to send my left leg back and go into a 1-leg crow. So yeah, if you want to give that a go with me, please join me on the other side. Okay, so same thing. Your knee crease is really nice and high up on that upper arm. Basically where your shoulder and your arm meet, that's kind of where you need to be aiming your knee crease. And again, it will just balance there really nicely. Okay, foot comes forward and arms, hands are positioned hip width apart. Just making sure that your fingers are nice and wide, giving yourself that foundation of which to balance. Maybe finding that rock back and forth. And then lifting up once you've interlaced your feet, shooting your feet out to the side and bringing your weight forward, your torso parallel to the mat. Squeezing thighs together. If you want to give the flow a go, releasing your feet, sending your left leg back, and coming into a 1-leg crow. So I'm not sure if you can see from this angle, but my left hip is resting on my left elbow in chaturanga arms, and my right thigh is balancing on my right elbow, chaturanga arms. I'm going to try bring it back through, finding a nice lift, and going back into 8 angle. Taking a nice breath in through the nose if you did that with me. Sigh, let it go. You would want to move into your wrists again because, as I say, it's quite heavy on your wrists. So if you were with me, then just maybe a few T-Rex crunches, circling your wrists around one way and then the other. And then just coming onto your knees, bringing hands in front of you, turning them around so your fingers are facing your knees, and then just pulling back. Feeling a beautiful stretch up here. And then just doing the same on the other side. So putting your hands top side down, fingers still facing the body, and then pulling back. That's it. That's 8 angle pose. I hope you had fun playing with me today. I hope you gave it a go. And then, yeah, keep trying and keep playing. Thanks so much for watching. Namaste.